Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one big event in Knott County went on as planned this weekend despite the ongoing pandemic, but not without some extra work. And starting today, officials with Kentucky State Police are launching an event to help with Special Olympics. We'll show you how it works.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. It is 6:34 on this Monday, July the 27th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Well, if you plan to have some afternoon events happen or plans this afternoon, you're going to want to take an umbrella or a rain jacket. For the rest of it, you're going to want a t-shirt and shorts, or at least you're going to be wishing that your boss allowed you to wear a t-shirt and shorts. Let's bring Brandon in this morning to give us a breakdown of just what to expect. And Brandon, it's going to be hot with some rain on the backside today, right?
Yes, sir. Soupy is a word I would use to describe today because it's already humid this morning. It's going to be humid all day, and when you factor in the heat and the rain, it's just going to be messy. But this morning, our main concern is dense fog. We're seeing close to zero visibility near the Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia border, and then up in toward West Virginia and Virginia, Kentucky that way. So again, just be extra careful this morning on your way out the door. Temperatures: 64 Wise, 68 Harlan and Hazard, 69 London, 70 in Jackson, 69 69 Pikeville, 72 the warm spot in Prestonsburg this morning, and we go down the other way at 68 in Somerset and Jacksboro and Williamsburg this morning. When you factor in those dew points, though, it's already sticky out there, so just be ready for that. It's going to hit you when you walk out the door. Out the door forecast, speaking of that, we're going to see a quiet morning, some sunshine after the fog lifts, and then scattered chances for showers and storms in the heat of the day, just like we've seen every other day this summer. But there's a big change coming later this week with a cold front that's going to be slow moving. We'll talk all about that coming up in a few minutes. Will.
All righty, Brandon. Thank you, sir. The Leslie County Sheriff's Office is issuing a warning about some suspicious packages. Deputies tell us that the packages could contain masks or seeds. The Sheriff's Office asks you not to plant the seeds if you receive one, but to put the package in a Ziploc bag and wash your hands immediately. Multiple states have opened investigation into the packages. If you receive one of them, please call the USDA at 1-800-877-3835. Well, those worried about available parking in downtown Hazard may not have to have those fears for much longer. Mayor Happy Mobilini announced the city's plan to restripe Main Street with diagonal parking spaces stretching from the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky to First Baptist Church. While the project has been in the making for some time, Mobilini says there was no opposition.
We're going to do this first section probably this week, from the foundation up to the old First Federal building, and see how that goes. And then when we have the more money, we'll clear coat the rest of the street and then do the rest of it. No, pretty much I think everybody's on board with it. I know all the commission are, and we haven't had any complaints, from people downtown, but they haven't seen it yet either. So, but we're going to try to do it this week, so it's going to happen.
Mobilini also says that he's looking forward to bringing a more lively atmosphere to downtown Hazard, hoping this will take them in the right direction. Well, most people throughout the mountains know John Noble as Breathitt County's boys head basketball coach, but Appalachian Mountain Wrestling is shining a light on a different side of him, putting together an 8-part documentary called John Noble 1090. The documentary is about his 23-year wrestling career, his career as a coach, and his faith.
Yeah, we're hoping that the people that know him just as John Noble, the basketball coach, or local figure in sports around here that might not know he wrestles, because you believe it or not, there's a lot of people that, hey, I didn't know he did that. We're hoping that it'll bring eyes to our streaming network and to our wrestling promotion as well.
The first and second part of the documentary aired last night on the Appalachian Mountain Wrestling Network. The other 6 parts will air each Sunday at 8 p.m. Another summer festival is canceled due to COVID-19 concerns. With the spike of COVID-19 cases in our area, leaders with the Manchester Music Festival decided to cancel this year's event. Before the festival was canceled, Manchester Music Fest President Tim Parks told us they had plans in place to make sure festival goers were practicing social distancing and wearing masks. They even had 85 volunteers to help out with cleaning and disinfecting areas.
There was a lot of people on both sides of the spectrum. A lot of people wanted to have the show, a lot of people was afraid to have the show. So we just figured that by canceling now, we would keep ourselves from having a lot of heartache and sleepless nights worrying about it. There's a lot of people afraid, and there is a real virus out there. So out of respect and for those people, we decided it was the best move to make.
The festival was planned to take place on August 27th through the 29th. The leaders say they will come back better than ever next year. Well, over in Knott County, the 4th annual Fire on the Mountain barbecue competition went on as scheduled this past weekend despite the coronavirus, but not without some extra work. Hosted by Kansas City Barbecue Society is where teams from across the country compete to see who is the best in this region. And some new guidelines are to thank for giving this year's competition a new look, sanitizing their own boxes before handing it to the judges. Chris Ambergy is the Knott County Sportsplex director and said having this event is needed.
They're all excited that we did get to go on with this contest, because everybody's tired of, the COVID, but we still at the same time, we've got to take safety and precautions, and we've done a great job, and the teams have done a great job with that this year.
There were 30 teams that participated this year, which is actually more than the year prior. The 4 categories were chicken, ribs, pulled pork, and brisket, and new this year was a dessert competition. Saturday marked the 3rd annual Shop with the Trooper ATV ride at Mind-Made Adventure Park. People gathered to help Kentucky State Police Post 13 raise money for their Shop with the Trooper campaign, helping more than 80 kids each year during the Christmas season, as well as helping benefit KSP's food box delivery program around Thanksgiving. KSP officials say this event is just one way they rely on the community's generosity to help them give back in a positive way.
Usually average about 160 side-by-sides each year. This year we had a number of 34. Huge turnout for us, not being able to do the stuff we usually do. We usually have a bunch of contests and stuff, but trying to keep the social distance and everything away.
Trooper Caudle thanks the Knott County Fiscal Court for their support, as well as those who came out to ride, especially since those who came out to ride did so in scorching hot temperatures. Tickets were $20 a piece. Well, today, state troopers will launch an event to help with the Special Olympics. This week, every post will participate and cover the cruiser. They'll be setting up stations where you can buy a sticker for $1 and place it anywhere on a KSP cruiser. All the money goes to Special Olympics of Kentucky to help them recover after canceling their summer event. Today, troopers will be out in Pikeville and Frankfort. We have a full list of all times, places, and dates on our website at WYMT.com.
Helpers and Heroes, sponsored by Wolf Williams and Reynolds, serving Eastern Kentucky for Social Security Disability and Federal Black Lung.
All right, we're back in action this morning doing our daily segment here, honoring those on the front lines across the region. And as we've said before, it doesn't necessarily have to be in healthcare. A lot of people work on the front lines serving the public. So get those submissions into us. We'll talk about how you can do that here in a second. Let's go to our first picture first this morning. And it comes to us from one of our neighbors. This is Linda Asher and her daughter Chelsea Davidson. Linda works for the post office and Chelsea is the manager of a store. Both are from Leslie County. The person who submitted them says they are both hard workers and go above and beyond every day. Thank you, ladies, for doing everything you are doing for your community. Our next picture was submitted by Jennifer. This is Chase Shepard. Chase is the definition of being involved in his community. He's a volunteer for the City of Martin Fire Department and the Floyd County Sheriff's Department. He's also a dispatcher for the City of Martin, and I believe I've had the pleasure of talking to him on the phone a few times in my time at WYMT. Jennifer wanted to show her appreciation for all of his hard work, and we'll add ours here at the station to that too. And finally, our last picture today was sent in by another Jennifer. This is her husband, David Nichols. David is a truck driver and is spending this time away from his family, making sure needed supplies get to the folks who need those the most. Jennifer tells us David is also a veteran. So David, thank you for your service to our country and our region during this difficult time and always. And of course, there's still plenty of time to get those submissions into us. Been getting a few more, but let's keep them coming. Want to honor those who are on the front lines. Go to WYMT.com. Search the Helpers and Heroes section there, or you can also send me a Facebook message to my Facebook page, Brandon Robinson, WYMT. The time is 6:43. You're watching Mountain News This Morning right here on WYMT.